Almost all my favorite games are platformers, whether it be a typical run and gun or a simple just make it to the other side of the screen as fast as possible, which means it should come as no surprise that I am a huge fan of the Mega Man series. There are a lot of entries in this game series, at least 11 mainline entries if we're going by the classic series, but one of the most interesting ones is Mega Man 6. Coming out the same year as Mega Man X on the latest piece of Nintendo hardware, this being the SNES, Mega Man 6 came out in 1993 on the NES and is one of the most overlooked entries in the classic Mega Man series. So, looking at it on its own, is this game an overlooked masterpiece or a shameless cash grab? Let's get right into it. Now the first question is, why? Why release a game on an outdated console when the SNES is already out? From what I could see, there are a number of reasons for this. Maybe just to try and milk a few thousand more sales out of this game series before jumping to the latest piece of hardware. Or maybe it was fans who were too broke at the time to buy the new console entertained for longer. This is all just pure speculation, but you could argue any which way that you want. Then comes the next question. Is the game actually good? Now, being a member of Capcom's flagship series during this time, it's already got a solid foundation to build off of. So, what does this game change to set it apart from the rest? Besides having robot masters from across the globe, one of the main gimmicks of this game is this boy right here. Rush, if you don't already know, is Mega Man's animal sidekick, who was first introduced in Mega Man 3. However, in this game, Dr. Light invented a way for Mega Man and Rush to become one and the same. This comes in two forms, one that grants him flight and the other that increases his strength, while limiting his range. These forms do come with other drawbacks as well. Not being able to slide kinda sucks, and they break up the pace a bit of the game every time you select them. However, these forms are absolutely sick. Throughout the game you'll find cracked boxes and alternate paths that can only be accessible through these adapters, which leads right into our next point. These alternate paths are incredibly rewarding. You'll be able to find Proto Man, hidden boss paths, and if you take enough of them, you'll even find Beat the Bird from Mega Man 5. While he isn't as broken as he was back in the game, it's still a cool little Easter egg. In my opinion, the Robot Masters in this game really are what sets it apart from the rest of the series. In this game, you'll face Nightman, my personal favorite, Flame Man, Blizzard Man, Plant Man, Tomahawk Man, Yamato Man, Wind Man, and Centaur Man. Fun fact, Plant Man was the first 7-colored NES character. It's crazy to think that this is what the peak of bosses looked like back on the NES. Compare that to today's mainline bosses, and it's just crazy to see how far we've come. So yeah, this is where the game kind of takes a bit of a nosedive. It tries to pull the whole "it was widely the whole time" shtick again, like the last few games, and by this point, it's just repetitive, and they really have no real reason to do this. But regardless, this is basically the entire plot. A year after Mega Man 5, the Global Robot Alliance is formed to counter Dr. Wily, and a tournament is held inviting the strongest robot masters from across the world. This is when the evil Mr. X, who is definitely not Dr. Wily in disguise, takes over the tournament. So, Mega Man puts on his helmet one final time on this console to thwart evil once again. So yeah, that's basically Mega Man 6. A game with great gameplay, but a fairly repetitive story. If you don't care about the story too much in your games, you'll like this game as much as you like the rest of them. Personally, it's one of my favorites, in the series right next to Mega Man 7, ironically. If you'd like to see more of this content, please let me know. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Goodbye.